we're ready to go.
Okay. So you were saying, you know, some of the challenges that it was a historical building, it had never had fire, it has precious objects in it, and has an aesthetic. Could you just like say that again to me, like the challenges that TRL faced were, you know, this, and that?
Sure. TRL faced considerable challenges when they had to come install a fire system in our building. As a museum, we have a historic building that dates back to the 1920s and had never had a fire system installed in it before. When the TRL came into work, they had to take into consideration the fact that we are a listed historic building, that we have priceless artifacts in our galleries, and that the look of our galleries matters. So the aesthetics had to fit, the aesthetics of the fire system had to fit with the aesthetics of our art installations.
Can you talk about how TRL, like in your opinion, how they delivered on being able to work with those restrictions? I mean, like in your opinion, like what did they do that made all that work?
TRL was a fantastic company to work with. They came in, first of all, they took a tour of our facility, so they really understood what the problems and challenges were, what our needs were. They designed a system for us that met all of the code requirements, which was obviously important for us, but that also fit in with the art that we had on display. And so as they were going through and actually installing the devices, they gave us a schedule so that they could work on a gallery by gallery, room by room basis. We knew always where they were going to be so that we could plan in advance and move artwork out of the way if artwork needed to be moved. We could have special security arrangements if security arrangements were needed. And they did a fantastic job also of actually coming through, and as soon as they had the work installed, they cleaned up everything and moved on to the next room, so there was never any mess or clutter or debris or anything like that.
I also understand it was a really fast timeline, and the scheduling, you know, they did have to work around the schedule and stuff. Can you speak to the timeline that they like really met your deadlines and stuff?
Yeah. Yes, we had because we are a museum and we're open to the public 6 days a week, we wanted to minimize the interruption to our visitors. So we asked TRL to come in and work oftentimes in the mornings before we were open, in the evenings after we were closed, on the days when we had fewer events or fewer visitors scheduled, and they were always able to do that. And as I said, they came through and they cleared each gallery so that they were really only visible in sort of one space at a time, and they kept that up for about a month and a half and got through the whole museum in what we thought was a tremendously quick time.
How would you rate the TRL crew that worked on your project? Could you speak to the, you know, the guys, you know, their level of professionalism or communication, or their, you know, what do you think about the guys?
Sure. The TRL crews were amazing. I thought they were the most professional people that I've worked with for a long time. They communicated with us, let us know where they needed to be in advance. They cleaned up after themselves on a regular basis every day. And the work that they did was impeccable. In fact, after we had the fire system installed, we had the city inspectors come and make sure that everything had been done right. And the city inspector said, this is some of the best work they've ever seen.
What would you say to another, you know, museum or you know, facility that maybe had some of the same kind of challenges? I mean, who was considering maybe TRL and a competitor? You know, could you?
Yeah, sure. We considered 3 possible vendors to install our fire safety system. TRL was not, in fact, the cheapest of the 3 vendors, but we chose them because they had such good lines of communication. They listened to our needs. They were aware of the sensitivity of our materials, of our building, of our visitors, and we felt that they were going to provide us with the best overall experience, best overall work, so that's why we hired them. So, and I would say for anybody that also has an institution or organization which has sensitive building or special customer needs or visitor needs, that TRL was able to work around all of those needs and still give us the end product, the end result, the fire safety system that we needed, but in the least disruptive way possible.
I mean, you're like unscripted. So perfect. Is there anything that you thought you would say today, like when you're thinking about this, like anything I didn't ask that you wanted to, you would share about TRL?
Can't think of anything actually.
Okay, so make sure I
Yeah.
covered all the bases, because, you know, I mean, really, like, some of the questions that bring out some of the, like, what did you like best about working with TRL? I mean, you probably have already said a lot of really significant things
Yeah.
that are important.
Okay, yeah. No, I thought they were a fantastic company to work with. From start to finish, the whole project was about 4 months, and they really were so attentive to detail, and they finished on time and on budget, which, having just gone through some construction projects in the museum before that, which went over budget and over time, we were so appreciative of TRL's professionalism and their ability to deliver what they said they were going to deliver in the way they said they were going to deliver it. And that was something that we found quite remarkable.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Sure. To redo our security system at some point. We don't talk about that because security systems are, you know, something that you generally you're not like, hey, we're going to be redoing our security system, because then people are like, yeah, when's that happening and what's that, you know? So.
Right.
And they had to drill into the ceiling and install all this stuff, and they went from the basement all the way up to the attic, and you know, but like they had a guy with a vacuum cleaner because we can't have dust. Less than 6 months before finish that, and that was tens of thousands of dollars over budget, and late, and when they were working, I mean, the place was the dollars in the gallery.
The other thing is, all those worker guys, I interview them sometimes for different things. I just fall in love with every single one of them. They're so earnest, and you know, they want.
No, I'm good. I'm just doing the kind of a little bit of the ceiling.
Oh, you're doing the ceiling. We should do that other room where we could see the
line and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that has a little rub his belly, you can actually see.
Oh, they can touch it?
No, you're not supposed to. You see it, but in temples in India.
Oh.
And so it's something like, look, you can see that.
Yeah,
Somebody's been rubbing his tummy. Superhero, so you know, this is how he's an extra. That's exactly what the idea is. So great that they can, you know, solve all your problems. Well, how could they possibly do that? Well, it's because they have, you know, 18 arms, or you know,
right.
and 9 eyes, and you know, all, and they glow gold from their skin, and so you can, you know, all the things you might say to somebody to give, you know, with a sort of rudimentary level of education to make them understand power.
Weather and
it changes in humidity.
moisture and all that.
It's probably not really seriously damaged or anything, just a sort of surface thing.
How old is
This is about a little over 200 years old.
Wow. I wish these things could talk. They like to use their actual employees in their marketing stuff.
That's us. That's good.
Yeah.
But
that is that music stuff?
That's what I was talking about. So that's this Friday night program.
Oh,
So
neat. There's something kind of otherworldly about being somewhere where there's so many things from the past and in a building that's historic too. It just feels like you're in a different world.
This is a calendar in the back of all the stuff,
Oh, great.
of all the stuff that's going on here. So if you
Okay,
see anything
cool.
you want to go to.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
You guys, are you based around here?
We're actually in Orange County,
Oh my God. Okay.
but it's, you know, it's not that
Yeah.
big.
Well, it depends on what time of day.
Okay.
Yes. True.
Perfect.
What is your record? Get it?
Yeah, and I'm gonna get one in the parking lot, shooting, just panning across that sign.
Okay.